Certainly. Thanks so much for the time today, all. I apologize. I'm on location in Sonoma. We had a family wedding last night. So this was important, though, and I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to greet all of you, welcome you to the profession, and just let you know how the licensing process works and what you can expect over the next couple of months. Also, the larger work that the board does. So I'm the executive officer. I joined that was hired by the board in 2018. We have 11 members of our board. 6 of those are licensed practitioners. We oversee both optometry and opticianry. So we have 1 optician who is also a part of our board, and then 5 public members. And the board works to ensure that once the legislature decides that this is what the scope of practice is, that we are working to implement those mandates by the state legislature in a way that helps each of you fulfill your practice and work with your patients as best as possible. So our mission is really consumer protection through the licensing, regulation, and education of optometry and opticianry. And we are so very glad that we have a great relationship with your association, and some of those legislative wins. We were excited to partner with them on those, and also to continue to work on the things that they've championed for this coming legislative session. So the board is really here as a resource to consumers. And I want to make sure, that's part of why I wanted to be here and be face to face with all of you as we can now in these, technology days, and make sure that you understand that the board isn't a scary monolith. We're actually just state workers, and it's our duty to listen to consumers, and if there is a bad actor out there, then really for the sake of the profession, and for those of you who are really doing your best to provide patient care, that those bad actors don't make it as though the whole bunch is bad. And so I want to make sure that you understand that we're not scary, that we're just regular Californians back here who process your applications, who take those complaints, and do our best to work with you on any sort of investigations that might come up. So first of all, to those who are graduating, congrats. We know that we'll be getting your transcripts soon. We'll also be getting your part 1, 2, and 3 scores from the National Board of Examiners in Optometry. And as those come in, we will work to license each of you in the time that you have started your application, and then within the many first come, first serve, basically. So it is important, though, that if you're still sitting on getting your fingerprints done, or you're in a position where you need to retake the law examination, do those things, and then the ball will be in our court between now and the beginning of September as we get through all of those applications and license use that you can begin to practice. I hear we've got some new 4th years on the call as well, so congratulations to you and moving to the next step in your professional career. Also too, this year, it's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and take that law examination. There actually is a 6-month waiting period. So if you are not successful in that first attempt at the law examination, you have to wait 6 months in order to take it again. And that's just a matter of test validity and making sure we've got enough questions so that it's fair for everyone. So get started on that law exam, and really, understanding the Practice Act for California's optometrists is key to making sure that you run your practice in a way that will, continue a good good professionalism, but then also too that you're following the rules and protecting consumers as well. So we really encourage those 3rd year, now 4th years, to go on ahead and start reading through the Practice Act. I promise it's not that bad, not that scary. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an optometrist, but I've been able to decipher it and get through it. So I promise you can too. And so that's an important part of getting yourself into the position to be licensed promptly after you do move through graduation and remove your test scores. I see I've got, and I apologize because I am here, I see that we have a couple of questions in the chat. Can you explain the fingerprinting? Of course. In other words, don't fail your CA law exam. Yeah, definitely. So in order to practice in California, we expect that all medical professionals go through a fingerprinting. So you can go to a live scan site. UPS often does them, your local police station, or your local post office as well. They'll take these. So you contact the board once you have completed your law exam, and we send to you the specific fingerprint form that you need. I know that there are some out there on the web and that sort of thing. There's some generic, but in order to make sure that your results come back to us, please make sure that you're using a current form provided by the board this year. So you'll take that in, you'll get your fingerprints done, you'll keep one, they'll send one off to both the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We'll do a background check and then move through the processing of your license. Know that, criminal convictions aren't the end of your career. So if you're a student who by chance did have a criminal conviction in your past, we do look at those and, and ensure that there isn't a conflict with practice, but we certainly are able to license folks. Most important really is just to be truthful and honest on your application, and we can do our best to ensure that you can be licensed after reviewing the information available to us. Let me take a look here. How long does it take approximately? So I see our normal timeline is 6 to 8 weeks. But as we come into this graduation, there's crunch, all 3 schools sending us transcripts and SBO sending us scores. It does increase the processing time a bit. So it's 10 to 12 weeks from graduation. As I said, we'll work diligently over the next few months to get all of you licensed by the beginning of September. We're excited that there is, yep, there we go. Thank you so much, Lauren. We're excited that we actually just have a few more resources this year. And so we're hoping that we'll be able to move through processing judiciously. We were excited though that even through last year's graduation season, COVID-19 and those temporary closures of the SBO site, we were still able to license all of the graduates in a timely manner and on that same sort of schedule. So by the beginning of September, as long as you've taken your law exam, gotten your fingerprints in, then we can go ahead and accept the scores, accept the transcripts, and we'll get you licensed by about September. It's really, really important to understand that until you're able to find yourself on the website, on the optometry.ca.gov website, through a license search, until you can find yourself on there with a valid license, please refrain from practicing. And know that it is always your responsibility to have an active, valid license in order to practice. It is not the responsibility of an employer or another OD you might be working with. Please make sure that you've got an active and valid license before you start practice, and stay up on your renewals as you continue through your profession. The email completion form to the board, already submitted the Breeze application. So no, there is not a need to email the completed form. That will come to us through live scan. So they'll return that information to us once they've conducted the criminal background check, and we know whether or not we're able to license you under state law. All right, is there a website to take you to look at what to study and more information on the law exam? New fourth year. Yeah, most certainly. So again, take yourself to optometry.ca.gov. And you'll see a place where we've got documents, but also portions for licensees. So click that applicant tab, take a look at the FAQs there. You'll have updates on application timelines as those things change throughout the graduation season. And then also too, we have a printed law book that was updated in 2019. So you are able to use that law book as your study guide, and then you'll want to go and take a look on a website called leginfo.ca.gov, or you head to the legislature's website, and you can see that the laws that have been updated since 2019, and those are your great places to go for your study aids before you take that law exam. Okay, I think that I'm seeing. Yep, excellent. Thank you so much, Lauren, for providing all of those resources. I think with that, it's just a congratulations. Please understand the board is here to help, and we are here to ensure that Californians are safe, but that really is just a matter of understanding the Practice Act, being sure that you're working with a valid license, and that you're providing the best standard of care for your patients. And don't ever be scared if the board gives you a call or if there is a complaint filed. Know that complaints are not public. We do our best to research those, to understand the consumer's point of view, to take evidence from you and from your staff, anyone who might have applicable evidence for a potential claim. Unless there is action taken against you, disciplinary action, that will never become public. So understand, best thing to do if you do get contacted by the board as you're moving through your career, just be honest, be upfront, and give your best account of what occurred. We're not here to take your license. We don't think that's fun at all. We want there to be quality optometry and opticianry practice in California, and it's important that we work together as licensing board and licensees to do that. So again, congratulations. Thanks so much. I apologize that I'm not in the office and a little better situated to answer the chat as I was speaking with you, but know that the board is here. Feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email if you have any questions. I will let you know though, unable to give status checks on your application. Know that if you've got your log exam in, you've got your fingerprints in, we're going to do our absolute best to get you licensed before September of this year. And your third year, now fourth, coming on to fourth years, same thing. So we try our absolute hardest between the times of June and September to get all of the new applicants licensed so that you can start in the fall on pursuing your dreams as an optometrist. So no, the board is a great resource. We work closely with the association. We're not a scary watchdog, and we're excited that all of you are a part of the association, because that really does give you an opportunity to understand what's going on with the state legislature and with the board. It's a great opportunity to advocate for optometry, and we appreciate those licensees who are engaged and are a part of upholding the standard of care within California. So again, thank you so much. Congratulations to all of you. If there are any other questions that maybe I missed, of course, willing to answer those